Hey, how's it going? This is DamnitHTML, and welcome to Dota 2 Psychology. Today I'm going to talk about understanding players that are in your lane, and how you can understand really like the changes in their behavior, and how you can kind of predict what's going to happen from that. Every player has a unique style in how they play, and if you see a change in their normal behavior, it usually means they're communicating with their team, and they're doing something different because their team is either requesting it or is maybe asking for their help. Either way, a change in a player's normal behavior usually indicates something is about to happen. For example, right here I've been laning against the Viper, and I've kind of been noticing he's not very aggressive. He's not really harassing me that much, he's just trying to farm, but this is not about understanding what you're supposed to do as a Viper, it's about understanding what he's doing as a player. And so with the knowledge that he's not really harassing me that much, I notice like he starts changing things up right here. He just completely stops moving, which is very, very strange, and that sets me off immediately. And then he starts moving up forward, turns on his orb, and then I know something is obviously very wrong, and of course his whole team is right behind him. So firstly, a good thing to always take note of is if a player completely stops moving their hero. This can usually mean one of two things. One, that they're just getting items from the courier, and that usually just takes about a second, or two, they're planning something with their team, maybe typing something, using the chat wheel, they're just organizing something. Any change in behavior like that, even if it's just simply buying items from a courier, should at least give you a heightened sense of things for a couple of seconds. Also, be on the lookout for changes in aggression, such as diving past a point the player normally goes, and also be on the lookout for heroes with orb effects if they turn that orb on or not. Here it's the Viper's poison. If you all of a sudden see Drow hit a frost arrow on a creep, it means she's activated it, which means she's planning at least something on you. Just a little bit of context for this before I go on. This was taken from a pretty recent all-random game in which we random 5 carries, which is really the only combination you can get in all-random. At this point in the game, the only threat on the other team was the Faceless Void, but their team knew that as well, and so they actually won the game by using a technique you probably have heard called baiting. God damn it! Obviously, the most important part of baiting is the bait itself. If you dangle, say, the only threat to the entire opposing team completely by himself in front of the enemy team, chances are they're gonna take it.
Somebody's on a roll. 5 in a row. That's radio mid towers getting bad.
So I've been playing Dota for 8 years, but still, if the bait is good enough, I'm still gonna go for it. There was a chance to win the entire game right there by destroying the only threat, but they were prepared, they planned ahead. They abused the fact that I know that Void was the only threat to us, and they actually used that to win the game. And it's not just me. It doesn't matter how good you are. If the bait is shiny enough and well planned enough, people are going to fall for it. You probably remember No Tidehunter's Roshan bait, and that just proves it doesn't matter if you're one of the best teams in the world, people will still fall for this if you plan it out accordingly and make the bait worthy enough to go for.